I am a collector of video games. Usually I look for games at antique stores, game stores, and garage sales. I was out looking for some games in garage sales, and I ended up finding a box full of Game Boy games for $10. The box had the usual Game Boy games, Pokemon, Mario Land, Link's Awakening, but there was one game that stood out to me. It was a blank cartridge. This wasn't that strange since I have tons of game cartridges without their labels on, so I stuck it in my Game Boy to see what game it was. I turned on the Game Boy and one word was on the screen: Misfortune. I know a lot about the Game Boy Advance games, and I've never heard of Misfortune. I pressed start and the game showed text that said a boy had traveled to an abandoned building that was used for strange rituals. Then the game started. I was controlling a boy and I walked up. Then a demonic looking sprite appeared and said,
"I exist within the fabric of reality. Do you wish to challenge me?"
I chose yes, and the demon replied,
"Then let's begin. Choose wrong and misfortune will befall your loved ones. Are you ready to play?"
At that point I started to get chills. Was this game really going to curse my family? No, it's a video game. It can't affect your life. I hit yes and walked into one of the 4 houses. Then I got a game over screen with the demon sitting down and text that read,
"I am God here."
I quickly shut off the game and did some research online about the game. Apparently Misfortune was a very obscure Game Boy game and is considered lost media. This is supposedly because of people who talk about the game online mysteriously disappearing. Not only that, supposedly if you play the game and get the game over screen, if you get the game over screen I got, apparently you will begin to have bad luck. Could a video game really do something like this? No, of course not. It's just a silly urban legend. At least that's what I was telling myself. After that I went to bed. At least I tried to, but I couldn't stop thinking about that game. It was like whenever I closed my eyes, all I could see was that game over screen. I didn't get much sleep that night. The next day was the worst day of my life. First off, I got a call informing me that my parents were in a horrible accident and were seriously injured. Then when I went to work, I was told that they were letting me go. And on my way home, I hit a deer and messed up my car really bad. When I finally got home, I saw it. The game was there. It was almost like it was laughing over my misery. At that point, I knew the game was doing this to me. I went online and searched a way to lift the curse of this game. One source I read suggested to beat the game to lift the curse, so that's exactly what I did. I booted up the game and began my attempt to beat this curse. Every time I got a game over screen, things would get crazier and crazier. First, my ceiling fan almost fell on me. Then the chandelier in the dining room fell. After a few more failed attempts, it was absolute chaos. Furniture floating off the ground, random items being thrown, doors slamming shut. Despite all of this, I managed to finish the game, and everything suddenly stopped. I looked at the screen and it showed the demon, and he had this to say.
"I can't believe it. You completed the challenge. I have been defeated, and the curse has been lifted. The temple is starting to disappear. I hope you had a good luck. Goodbye."
After this whole experience, my life got better. My parents fully recovered from the accident. I got a new job that pays a lot more than my last job did, and I got a new car. I guess beating the game was the way to break the curse. But to be safe, I destroyed the cartridge. Before I end the story, let me make one thing clear. If you are curious about this game, do not play it. Don't download it online, don't even talk about it. And if you find a copy of it in the wild, destroy it immediately. The world is better off without that cursed game.